Hi, and welcome to Spirits, Mediums, and Things That Go Bump in the Night. And with my co-hostess, or host,
Hello.
what is it? Host or hostess?
I'm a woman.
Well, I know
I'm a
that.
hostess. It's like Toni with a Y. That's for a guy. Toni with an I is for a girl. I'm a girl. Wasn't that on Some Like It Hot with
Yeah.
Tony Curtis?
Yeah, but don't, you know that drives, it's craziness.
What's craziness?
This having to really spell it out. You're like what is it? You're an actor. Okay, why do you have to be an actress? You're an actor, right?
Boy, are we starting this show off good. Yes, honey, we are. I am. You are.
So ask me what I've been doing this weekend.
What have you been doing this weekend?
I have been working on feng shui.
You know, I find that interesting because I don't know anything about feng shui. I think it's a good thing.
Yeah, well, I know enough to get myself out of trouble. Or maybe I know enough to get myself in trouble. You know what it is, right, feng shui?
I know what it is. I just don't know.
It's,
I mean,
it's like a 3,500-year-old science that the Chinese and Japanese use.
okay.
Okay, you see feng shui probably every time you go into a Chinese restaurant. I mean the really good ones.
Yeah.
Okay, and you know what it is that you see that is feng shui?
The red? No, what?
The fish tanks.
Oh, the fish. Yeah.
Yeah, the fish tanks.
Oh, I didn't
Because
know
when
that.
you walk in, usually it's in the center or whatever. Okay.
Yeah.
And it's like if the fish tank is healthy looking, clean, the fishes are happy and have smiley faces, you know that they've probably had somebody, a master, come in and do the feng shui. But then there are people like me who aren't masters, but it's like feng shui is broken down into 9 bagua.
What's bagua?
Bagua squares. Okay,
Well,
and
why don't you
each
just say
square,
squares?
well, because people that really know this stuff, I want them to think that I know a little bit about it.
Okay.
But it's called bagua. Each square is called the bagua.
Okay. Square boxes. Go ahead, honey.
Okay, into 9 squares, and each square represents a significant part of your life.
Okay.
Okay.
I'll follow you so far.
So the ones that I really care about are the ones that I deal with all the time. So of course, corner dealing with romance. Okay.
All right.
So it goes like this. Let's say your house is a square. Okay, it's shaped
right.
like a square. And you break it down into 9 squares. So the first 3, you know, it's 3 on the top, 3 in the middle, 3 on the bottom.
Okay.
Okay. The corner in the far right-hand corner of the house is your corner dealing with romance.
Okay.
Okay. Colors matter. Okay, it's all about energy. That's the whole thing. It's all about energy. And you know, color has energy, right? Or vibration.
Yeah. No, well, true. It does.
Okay. So the corner dealing with romance, the colors, the 3 colors that you can use in that corner is red, white, and pink.
All right.
Okay. If you use a color in there that does not really suit that corner, it can totally mess up your whole romance.
All right.
Okay. I'll tell you a little story. One, you know, it's like this client that I have. And she was asking me, and she was about what could she do with her romance, you know, and I'm going, how can I help you? I can't even help me at that time, but I didn't say that. But anyways, I said, a spirit said, ask her what's under her bed. And I said, well, what do you have under your bed? And she said, well, that's where I keep my old tax forms.
All right.
And she keeps an urn with ashes under the bed and a rifle from her ex-husband.
Is that her ex-husband under the bed?
No.
Okay.
Okay. And she's wondering why she doesn't get more relationships. Like if they're staying for the night, then they're gone.
But who's in the urn?
Her son.
Oh, okay.
And so, so energy, there really is such a thing as energy, there. Another thing is a lot of women or some men, when they get divorced, if they're unlucky enough, they get the bedroom set. Okay, now the energy of two people having slept in that bed that were at odds with each other, you really want that energy
Right.
messing up your new relationship?
All right.
Does that make sense?
That's a good point.
Okay, a lot of feng shui really makes sense. Makes sense. Okay, just like walking into a house and then you see kind of like a wall right in front of you.
Yeah.
Okay, well, people don't realize that when you're walking, it's like hitting your head against the wall. So there are remedies that you can take, you can put up, that changes like that, rather than spending thousands of dollars knocking down the wall. You would put a mirror up,
Yes.
okay? And why would you? You're supposed to ask me. Now,
Oh,
why?
I'm sorry.
Okay.
I'm just so intrigued in this. No, I really am.
Okay, so ask me.
Okay, I'm
why
going to
would
ask
you want
you.
to put a mirror up?
Gloria, why would you want to put a mirror up?
So that you can see your face as you're entering their house. It's a welcome.
So you see your own face.
You
and you're
see your
walking-
own face, so of course you welcome yourself into the house.
Okay.
Okay, now there's also something else. You can walk into the house, okay, and if you look straight across the house, if there's no walls or whatever, straight out, and there is a door from the front door to the back door is like a direct line.
Yeah.
Bad chi. Chi is the energy, the life force.
But if the house is built that
CHI.
way,
Well, I was not going to say what I was going to say about the person that did that. But anyways, I think it's almost like a quick getaway. Must have been somebody that wanted to get out of the house real fast. Front in and out I go. But it's...
okay, I'm following you.
So what you're doing is the remedy for that, for people that have that,
Yeah.
guess where all your chi or your life force or your abundance is going? Guess where it's going? Straight out the back door,
Okay.
right? You have that direct line straight out. So the remedy for that is you hang either a crystal, not a plastic crystal. You'd be surprised at how many people
Oh,
say,
I know.
"Oh, I don't know why this doesn't work."
It's plastic.
It's plastic. So you want to get the glass, what do you call those things anyways? They're round, they're cut, and you
They're
get
like an octagon.
octa-who?
Octagon.
Octa here.
Okay.
Anyways, you got this glass thing that you hang from a string that goes around
Yes,
like
honey.
this. You got it?
I got it.
Okay. Well, what that does is it makes the chi, rather than going straight out, it disperses it.
So the chi goes out the back door, but instead it hits the crystal.
And
it
it
spins
go-
around like a disco ball and comes back in.
Sorta. I like the way you say it better. No, but it's like the energy of that goes, so it goes all, the good stuff goes all throughout the house.
All right.
So it's like, well, that makes a lot of sense.
That does make a lot of
Right?
sense. So does it have to spin?
No, it doesn't have to spin.
Oh, but it could just sit on a table there.
No, you don't want it on a table. You want it hanging from the ceiling.
So then it's going to spin.
Sometimes, yeah.
Okay.
If you blow on it, it will.
Okay.
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 So that's that going into the entrance. Now, the other thing about that is people wonder sometimes, it's like, you do real estate, right? I mean, right?
Yeah.
Okay, when you're pretty good at it, right?
Yeah.
And I'm sure that when you go up to a house or whatever, okay, you pretty much can tell whether or not you're welcome into the house by how overloaded with branches and stuff the front of the house is. And
Right.
I'm sure, smart lady that you are, you probably tell the people, you need to cut this down or make it look more attractive. And then they wonder why they're not selling the house. Well, the first door that should be always appealing is the front of the house, right?
Right.
The doorway in.
Right.
I don't know how many times when we were looking for a house, we would go to a house, we'd see it, and then there'd be these branches like in front of the door or whatever, totally unappealing.
Well, it's unloved. It's an unloved house.
Right, and so it's like people would just want to turn around and, oh, I'll go someplace else, because if they can't take care of that, then you know there are other hidden things. So that's another remedy. Fix up the front of the house. You don't have to spend thousands of bucks
No.
on this. It's trim up the branches. You know, maybe put some flower pots out there or whatever. It does make a difference.
Now, this just reminds me. I was told also if you have a stone path to your house, it should not be straight to your house. It should have, like an angle or something
Why?
because of feng shui.
I always like the path of least resistance.
No, the audience is just getting to know us, and this is getting to be. No, feng shui. See, I try not to laugh too much because I could go into this not being able to talk kind of laughter. The path is supposed to be a crooked path to your house and not a direct line.
I've heard that, honest.
Oh, So what's the dirt on that?
I don't know. I think the energy of this, it's like, maybe it's like a poison. They call things poison arrows.
Okay.
Okay, this is a poison arrow. Why is it a poison arrow? Because every time you walk by it, it bangs your knee. You hit your elbow, you hit your hip.
If you're clumsy, yeah.
No, this is, well, yeah, if you're clumsy, but if you do it often, those are called poison arrows. And so what that means is that wherever the poison arrow is situated, like if it happens to be in the bedroom, okay, well, guess what? Every time you go by there and you bang your knee or whatever, and it gets you angry or upset, right? It messes up your whole day. Not only that, but if it's in the corner dealing with romance, it doesn't make you very happy towards the person that you're with, even though they're innocent. It's not them that did this, but it's all about energy, totally about energy.
Okay, now, this is all very interesting.
Is it?
Yes, it is. But I think the audience would like to know also about colors of rooms that have a good
Chi?
Good chi.
Good chi.
Good
Gesundheit.
So what colors in feng shui?
Okay, I'll tell you the one I do know, I remember, okay, the prosperity corner. Now that is really, really important.
So where is that in your house?
Okay, well, if you're doing the 3-3-3, okay, the 3 squares, okay, the prosperity corner is the far left corner of the house. Now, to make things even more interesting, let's say your house is missing a corner. So the proper house would be almost like a perfect square. But a lot of people out there don't have perfect squares for houses. Some of them have it like this. Okay? And so, like, if a garage is attached to the house, it then becomes part of the house, the 9 squares. So let's say the garage is towards the first 2 lines.
All right.
So guess what you're missing? You're missing the relationship corner.
All right.
Does that make sense?
Makes sense.
Okay, so, and then they wonder why, okay, they can't get into a relationship because they're missing that piece. So part of the remedy there is you can put like a rose bush, pink, remember pink, red, white. You can do a rose bush or red, like you make almost like a corner. You create a false corner.
All right.
And that is the remedy for that.
So that you would do outside.
You would do it outside.
So you would have your corner.
You'd have your corner outside, right? Because it's about the energy of creating the square. But the prosperity to the far left, okay, let's say it's there. You have the corner.
Yeah.
Okay. What's funny is in my house, or the house we're going to be moving into, guess where my prosperity corner sits?
Where you do your readings.
No. Where it sits when you first enter to the front of the house.
It would be the bedroom.
That's the prosperity. No, that's the romance. My bedroom is my romance corner. Just happens to be that way. But my prosperity corner falls into the bathroom.
So what does that mean? So what are you going to do about it?
It means your finances, your abundance, guess where it's going?
Down
the
drain.
toilet.
So what are you going to do?
Okay, well, part of the remedy for that is you always keep the toilet seat down. Hear this, man? Toilet seat must be put down or your prosperity money goes down the drain. Then you keep the, what do you call it, in the sink?
The plunger.
The plunger, you keep it closed.
Oh, the stopper, not
The
the
stopper,
plunger.
yes, the
Yeah, okay.
stopper. Okay, you keep it closed.
All right.
Okay, but the other remedy that they use is you take red plumber's tape.
I did that.
You do red plumber's tape and you put it directly under the
Sink around
under
the pipe.
sink around the pipe, closest to the rim. What that does is it keeps the chi, the money chi, in the house. But the colors, you were talking about colors, right? The colors in that corner is purple. Remember, prosperity.
But could you do lavender?
Oh my God.
No, I'm saying purple's a heavy color.
Well,
It's
you
a
don't
dark,
have to, no,
heavy
you don't
color.
have to do dark. You can do shades of violet or purple. What purple wealth? Because purple in the old days used to be with kings and queens,
All right.
which makes sense, right?
Sure.
The purple. Okay, because I don't know why. But anyways, so you have the
Okay.
purple, you have gold,
All right.
you have reds,
All right.
and you have even greens in
Yeah.
that corner. Okay, the rich colors. And another remedy for that is the far left corner of the room. You want to have a very pretty, you don't want to put a junky jar in that corner. You're wanting to have a very pretty vase or whatever, and you put coins in there.
In the vase.
Well, not a vase, the little jar.
All right.
Okay, in the far left corner,
In the bathroom.
in the prosperity corner.
That's
just
the
have-
bathroom
For me,
for you.
yes.
Okay.
So you put that in the far corner. You can even put like an amethyst.
All right.
That's purple, right?
Yeah.
The purple stone. So you put that in the corner. And what that does is the energy of wealth, okay, you're drawing it into that corner. And, you're circulating it, around, around the house.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's the one dealing with that. Okay, like, there's this absolutely excellent book. It's called Move Your Stuff, Change Your Life.
All right. I've heard of that book.
I've said it a couple times.
Oh, you probably have. It's where I heard it.
I'm glad you listen.
I do listen to you. I hang on every word. I do.
My corner of friendship must be really pow. Anyways, okay, what was I talking about? Okay, the prosperity corner, right? Okay, but it's like if you're off on something, like let's say there was a lady who was trying to get pregnant. Okay, this is what I read in the book, because I don't know. And the master that does the feng shui thing went over there and went to the corner dealing with creativity and children. And apparently, whatever the color she had in that area was totally destructive, was a poison arrow, to bringing in children. In fact, it was a block.
All right.
Okay. And don't ask me what the color is. You need to get that book if you're wanting to get pregnant. But anyway.
Okay.
Okay, but it's like the creativity and the children corner, which is really neat. Okay, it doesn't mean you have to get pregnant. The creativity is also about like writing a book or finishing writing a book. If you put the right colors in that area, what you're going to do is all of a sudden you're going to get more creative, in things like writing or art or whatever. If you're trying to get pregnant, that could very well be, you do the remedies, you fix the remedies there, you're drawing in consciously that element into your life, that you're wanting creativity, you're wanting children to come in. Like if you're having problems with children or whatever, that's the corner you'd want to fix. And that's the second row, the middle. I mean the far right, right underneath the romance corner,
Yeah.
which would make sense, right? Romance, children.
Okay. So now on a whole with feng shui,
Yes.
I mean, we're talking color. We're talking about all kinds
Remedies.
of blocks and how to avoid them.
Yeah, and we're even talking plants.
What kind of plants?
Do you ever see the one, it's called mother-in-law's tongue? Okay. Well, they call it mother-in-law's tongue for good reason, because it's very sharp. It looks like a poison arrow, like an arrow.
Yeah.
Okay, sharp as a mother-in-law's tongue. So that's the last plant that I would put in a house dealing with the family corner
All right.
or the romance corner or whatever. I'm sure you can put it somewhere. I just don't know where you
But why
want to
did you
put.
bring it up if we can't put it anywhere?
Well, because people do have that plant because they think it's so pretty. But what they're not realizing is it's sending out. Mother-in-law's tongue are like poison arrows, sharp little nasties being sent out.
Okay, so you shouldn't have those in your house.
I would say no.
All right, so what is a good plant?
Jade.
Jade plants.
Jade plants. If you've in the center of the house, which is the center dealing with health, okay, you can put the bamboo. Okay, if
Yeah.
you go to one of the big places where they sell plants, okay, the bamboo that you put in water and stuff like
Oh,
this.
yeah, I've seen
okay.
that, yeah.
There's a reason why, again, a lot of Chinese restaurants or Japanese
see them
restaurants
there.
put bamboo in there, because bamboo is water, life-sustaining. It's got a lot of elements. It's got the water, it's got the, the earth energy as well, because the plant, okay? It draws in energy. It
I
draws
did
in,
not know that.
yes, it draws in good energy, but dead plants, out. I don't know how many times I've walked in somebody's home and they've got roses that, from their sweetheart or whatever, and they don't want to throw it out. It's a dead plant. It's dried up like a prune, and they're wondering why things are drying up. Throw the thing out.
I mean, all of this makes sense. It's all
sense, right?
It's all common sense.
Common sense.
If you really think about it.
Exactly.
And a lot of people in our audience, and I know I was one of them, where I thought, okay, feng shui is this hocus pocus, move this furniture, whatever.
but
but,
it works.
yeah.
It's how you feel, how it makes you feel. Like if you're walking in the house and somebody just happened to throw down, a chair right in your way, and every time you have to walk by that chair and you have to go around it, okay, you're going to get annoyed.
Yeah.
And so part of that annoyingness, okay, is going to stay there. That energy stays. But if you feel around, even if you don't know anything at all about feng shui,
Right.
if you feel around for when something feels right or feels good, I would say it was a hit. It was the right thing to do to put in that place in exactly
Well, it's
that
a
moment.
feeling. It flows. You look at it, you like it, it flows.
Right.
I want to go back to the fish tank for a minute.
Okay.
Way back to the fish tank. What is this? I mean, I know it's water. I know it's fish swimming in water.
Right. It looks healthy.
Okay, it looks healthy.
It's bringing in money, abundance, flow.
Okay,
Flow,
flow. Okay,
as opposed to Leo.
okay. So the fish tank.
There's Florence and then there's Leo.
Okay, so the fish tank in the restaurants bring in the flow.
Flow of energy,
Flow
flow
of
of
money.
customers.
Okay. So fish tanks bring that in.
Yeah.
In the restaurants.
Right.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't be putting a fish tank in every room because some placements do not need water, the water element.
All right. That's understood. Well, I know when I've painted my house. I've lived in Maine now for 10 years, and I've painted the inside of my house, every room 4 times.
And why?
Well, I was going through phases. I wanted since I'm by the ocean, I wanted that feeling of ocean and sea, but I didn't quite achieve it because I don't like pastel colors. I need a bolder color. So that didn't work. And then I decided to paint each room a different color.
That didn't work.
That was too choppy. That made me nuts. Then I decided I'm going to go just blah, plain. So then I painted everything in beige. Hated it. It was like I was dead. So then the last time I painted, I went with the greens, 3 different shades of green from my kitchen to my dining room to my living room, up the stairway, into the loft area, and then the bedroom I did in chocolate brown with green, bright green trim, which became a very nice, peaceful feeling.
Yeah.
And downstairs with all the different 3 shades of green, the accent color was orange. So the stairway is in orange, the spindles are in orange.
Is there a song called Stairway to Heaven?
You know, I try to be serious. I really do. Yes, honey, there is a song called Stairway to Heaven.
But it does, right? Okay. What if the house, okay, even the placement of the house, it could be a water house. Some houses have just call for a certain color. Now, when I was married to Butch, okay, the house, the father always painted his house red. And every time I would go by there, is even before I knew Butch, I would look at this red house and it would always look like it was moldy or whatever. It just didn't work. So after he died and, Butch got the house, we decided, it was because it was also near the water or whatever. I mean, it was right on the marsh. We decided to put blue siding.
All right.
Okay. From that moment on, it's like the energy of that place was so amazing. But red is fire, right?
Red is fire, yeah.
So if you're putting a red paint, a red color, over what's a blue house, what should be a water house or whatever. What's happening is, what happens when water boils? Steam, right? From the time that we lived there, that we changed it, we always thought, oh my God, we're going to have to live with mold or whatever, or, that it was rot or whatever. We didn't have one episode, not one episode of like mold on the trim or mold on anything like that.
Right.
And we changed, and they were always having arguments in the house. There's that firehouse. But in some places, the firehouse, the red, would be appropriate.
I understand, yeah.
It's like, people don't understand. It's like, you go with the feeling that you're having. If it doesn't feel right, it's not going to feel right living under that energy,
No,
under that,
no, it
under
won't,
that
because
roof.
you're going to feel, and I always use the word, kind of choppy.
Choppy, yes.
Nothing flows.
Nothing flows. Exactly. Nothing flows. There's so much to do with feng shui.
I think everybody should go find a book at
Yeah,
Goodwill
I'm
or
telling you, that book, Move Your Stuff, Change Your Life, because they've got some that the books are masters for masters.
yeah.
I'm not a master. There's certain parts of the house that I like to deal with, so I know a little bit more
Yeah.
about those areas and the remedies and stuff. But it's like, if you're missing a part of the house, sometimes, even though there's one part, like it's number one on the bottom, okay, skills and knowledge, okay, and you would think that I'm going, okay, I don't have to go to school, none of that sort of stuff, but knowledge also represents, do you know your subjects well? Okay, and if you're missing that part of the house, that can mess you up, because when you're needing advice or you're needing important information, that's missing. You're missing that out of your life, that energy.
Wow.
Even like having a house with a big, huge mountain behind it, that's good chi, because it's like protection, right?
Yeah.
Okay. But when you see a house that has this big overhanging tree over it, you get this feeling of being suppressed. You get this feeling of this thing may fall in on you or whatever. Okay. So the energy of that is always going to affect all your choices.
So the moral of the story is,
Oh, there's no moral here.
yes, there is. Yes, there is. The moral of the story is, listen to how you feel.
Listen to how you feel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was just trying to put those two sentences together.
It sounds funny.
It sounds, yeah. But if you walk in and it doesn't feel right, or you say, oh, gee, I don't like this.
Yeah.
And it's a nice place, but why don't you like it?
There's something off.
There's something off, and you need to look at it to see if you can change it.
Yeah, and as
If
crazy,
you really like it.
yeah, as crazy as it is, it does have an impact in your life. It's like if you keep coming up against the same walls over and over,
Yeah.
I would look at the place, okay, whatever that placement of that is, like if it has to do with money, you can't keep any money, you don't have it, when you need it and all that sort of stuff, then go check that corner and see what you've got in that corner. That, is it like the bathroom?
Yeah.
Do you need to stop it? And most people can't afford a whole renovation.
No, but they could move things around.
They can move things around. They can make things, adjustments, small adjustments, that the impact on it sometimes can be overnight. Sometimes it may take a little bit of time.
Yeah.
Could be like maybe a week, maybe 2 weeks or whatever. All of a sudden you're going to start making better choices for yourself. You feel better.
So just if they move things around,
Yeah, they can move stuff around.
just start
Yeah.
and see how you feel.
Exactly. Like some parts of the house, you don't put metal. Okay? And, it's like the remedy may be, okay, put wood. use wood furniture rather than metal furniture because it does have an impact,
All right.
as crazy wacky as it is.
Well, honey, we're running out of time.
I know, you must be psychic. I was getting that as well.
I know. Isn't that amazing?
It totally.
No, this is all very interesting. I mean, you really know a lot about it. And I think you help the audience
I hope so.
to think about it,
To think about it.
to look around the room, look at, see if you can find this book, or go online probably too.
Move your stuff, change your life.
So take a look. I think
It's
that's,
really easy.
yeah.
Really, really easy. It's like, I don't want to have to go through the whole history of knowing all about feng shui. I just want, where is the placement? What am I doing wrong? How do I fix it? And this book does that.
The Cliff Notes.
It's really easy. So,
Okay.
want to thank the audience for sharing our space today. We just absolutely love you. And it's like the two of us. I'm so glad you're my best friend.
Honey, I'm glad you're my best friend too.
Well, I worked really hard to fix up that corner dealing with friendship, I'll tell you.
Oh, and it worked. Look at me. I'm
I
here.
know it. Look at us.
All right,
So-
Gracie.
Well, want to say goodbye to Mom. Hi, Rosemary.
Hi, Ma.
I got a whole bag of Easter.
You better get it over there. I saw
have-
her yesterday.
I have a whole bag of Easter candy waiting for
She
you.
said to tell you she needs candy. She did.
I have it, and it's coming. So, thank you very much. Namaste.
Bye-bye.